Welcome, everyone. Today, we bring you another chilling true crime story. One that is real, disturbing, and impossible to forget. Every detail matters, and every moment leads closer to the truth. So stay connected with us till the end, because this story will change the way you see crime forever. The night Ryan Cooper died began with silence, the kind of silence only found in the deep countryside. The Cooper farmhouse sat alone among the cornfields of Tama County, Iowa, a place where crime rarely existed and trust was a way of life. Inside the home, Ryan slept in his favorite recliner in the living room, as he often did after long days of farming. His wife, Karina, was upstairs with the younger children. At 4:11 a.m., the first call came into South County 911. The dispatcher answered with the usual calm tone, but what came through the line was anything but calm. "I just got a call from my sister-in-law. Someone's in their house." "Something's wrong," Aaron Cooper said, his voice shaking. He was Ryan's brother, and he knew that Karina wouldn't call unless something was truly serious. Almost at the same time, another call came from inside the farmhouse. This one was from a child, Ryan's son. The dispatcher heard crying, confusion, and fear. "My dad won't wake up. There's blood everywhere," the boy said. Seconds later, Karina took the phone. Her breathing was frantic, her voice nearly incoherent. She was screaming for help, for an ambulance, for someone to come quickly. The dispatcher tried to calm her, but Karina only repeated one thing over and over. Someone had been inside the house. When deputies arrived, they found the front door open. Inside, the scene was horrifying. Ryan Cooper sat lifeless in his recliner, blood covering his shirt and face. 2 gunshot wounds had destroyed any chance of survival. Karina was covered in blood, clinging to Ryan's body and wailing uncontrollably. The officers separated her from him, moving her outside so paramedics could confirm what they already knew: Ryan Cooper was dead. The sun had not yet risen, but the darkness that filled that home would never truly leave. As investigators processed the scene, one thing immediately stood out: there was no weapon. The killer had taken it. The only physical evidence of the shooting was a single .22 caliber shell casing on the floor. But Ryan had been shot twice. That meant the second casing had vanished along with the gun. It was clear that whoever did this was trying to erase their tracks. Karina insisted someone had broken into the house. She told deputies she heard a loud crash, went to check on Ryan, and found him bleeding. She believed it was a random intruder. But detectives weren't convinced. There were no broken windows, no forced doors, and nothing stolen. The couple's aggressive Rottweiler hadn't barked or reacted. It made no sense that a stranger could enter, kill Ryan, and leave without being noticed by the dog. Even more suspicious, none of the children were harmed. If a murderer entered that home, why spare them? Ryan's family was in shock. Everyone described him as hard-working, loyal, and kind. He had no enemies. There was no obvious motive for an outside attack. So detectives began to wonder, maybe the killer was already inside the house. Within days, whispers began spreading around town. People had seen Karina spending time with a young farmhand named Houston Danker. He was friendly with the family and often helped around the farm. Karina denied anything romantic was happening, but rumors persisted. Ryan had once confronted her after seeing a suspicious Snapchat message. Karina said it was nothing, just gossip and small-town drama. Detectives interviewed Houston. He claimed their relationship was platonic, describing himself as like a gay best friend. But investigators looked at his phone and found something far more troubling. His internet history included searches about murder, poison, and how to avoid being caught. It wasn't proof, but it was enough to keep him under watch. The deeper detectives looked, the more it seemed that Ryan's death wasn't random at all. It was personal. For 2 years, the investigation stalled. Without a weapon, a confession, or clear evidence, the case slowly went quiet. The Cooper family waited, hoping someone would finally be held responsible. The children grew up without answers. Then, new digital forensic tools became available. Detectives reopened the phones from the case and managed to retrieve Karina and Houston's deleted Snapchat messages. What they uncovered was shocking. The conversations revealed an ongoing affair, and even worse, they contained detailed discussions about killing Ryan. One message from Karina read simply, "Go. And shortly after that, Ryan Cooper was dead. The mystery was no longer who did it, but why. When detectives arrested Karina, she barely reacted. They had uncovered that she stood to gain over $500,000 from Ryan's life insurance policy, and she had already tried to collect it. Combined with the recovered messages, investigators believed she helped plan the murder. Houston was arrested soon after. When confronted with the evidence, he confessed. He admitted he was the one who pulled the trigger. The missing rifle was later recovered from a co-worker of Houston's, confirming the weapon used. After nearly 3 years, the killers were finally in custody. Karina's trial became one of the most talked about cases in Iowa. Prosecutors presented the digital messages, financial motive, and witness testimony. Friends recalled Karina's angry outbursts and threats toward Ryan. One even remembered her joking, "I could shoot you in the face." Karina admitted to having a relationship with Houston but claimed she never intended for Ryan to die. She said she was manipulated. The jury wasn't convinced. The evidence was overwhelming. After only 3 hours of deliberation, the jury returned guilty. Karina Cooper was sentenced to life in prison without parole. Houston pleaded guilty to first-degree murder and received the same punishment. Ryan's family finally had justice, but the scars remained. Ryan's children were taken in by his brother Aaron and sister-in-law Heather. They tried to rebuild their lives, but the trauma of that night never faded. In Tama County, the fields still look the same. The sun still rises over the farmland. But for the Cooper family, the morning will always be remembered not for the sunrise, but for the blood that came before it.